Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we are going to be doing our final reading of Why Mosquitoes Buzz in People's Ears. So first we want to remember what our essential question is that we are spending some time working on over the next several weeks. And our essential question is what makes the world fascinating. So to figure that out, we're learning about the 7 continents and about lots of different things within those 7 continents to figure out what makes the world fascinating. Our focusing question that's going to take us through this week and maybe into next week is how does a story help to transport us to another place? So this story, you'll remember, is a West African folktale. So how is this story helping to transport us to another place? And then for our content framing question that we're going to focus on today is what is the essential meaning of why do mosquitoes buzz in people's ears? So we're going to be thinking about the life lessons that readers can learn from the story. So yesterday we worked on what's happening in the story, and the day before that we came up with some really good questions for noticing and wondering. So that has helped to prepare us to go deeper and to really be able to think about what is the essential meaning of the text. So what do we look for when we think about the essential meaning? We look for what is the important message of the story. We think about what the author is trying to tell us, and we find out what the story means. So this is a folk tale, and a folk tale is a special kind of storybook. So we have our information books and our storybooks. This is a folk tale, so it is a storybook, not an informational book, but it is a special kind, and folk tales, like the ones shared in the text, are stories that have been told over and over for a very long time. So long ago, folk tales were stories that were told and retold out loud, and they were not written down at first. So folk tales are often created to explain something about the world or to teach us a lesson. So let's see if we can figure out the lesson that the author is trying to teach us in this story. All right. Here we go. One morning, a mosquito saw an iguana drinking at a water hole. The mosquito said, "Iguana, you will never believe what I saw yesterday." "Try me," said the iguana. The mosquito said, "I saw a farmer digging yams that were almost as big as I am." "What's a mosquito compared to a yam?" snapped the iguana grumpily. "I would rather be deaf than listen to such nonsense." Then he stuck 2 sticks in his ears and went off, meek, 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 through the reeds. So do you really think a yam is kind of like a potato? Do you really think that there were yams the size of mosquitoes? Little tiny yams? Or do you think that that mosquito might have been telling a fib or a lie? I think that mosquito might have been lying, and the iguana didn't want to hear anything about it. So the iguana was still grumbling to himself when he happened to pass by a python. The big snake raised his head and said, "Good morning, iguana." The iguana did not answer, but lumbered on, bobbing his head, bada bing, bada bing. "Now, why won't he speak to me?" said the python to himself. "Iguana must be angry about something. I'm afraid he's plotting some mischief against me." Remember yesterday we learned what that word mischief means, like planning something bad, so the python got worried. He began looking for somewhere to hide. The first likely place he found was a rabbit hole, and in it he went, wazoo, wazoo, wazoo. When the rabbit saw the big snake coming into her burrow, she was terrified. She scurried out through her back way and bounded, kirk, 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 across a clearing. A crow saw the rabbit running for her life. He flew into the forest crying, "Caw, caw, caw." It was his duty to spread the alarm in case of danger. A monkey heard the crow. He was sure that some dangerous beast was prowling near. He began screeching and leaping killy-willy through the trees to help warn the other animals. As the monkey was crashing through the treetops, he happened to land on a dead limb. It broke and fell on an owl's nest, killing one of the owlets. Mother Owl was not home, for though she usually hunted only at night, this morning she was still out searching for one more tidbit to satisfy her hungry babies. When she returned to the nest, she found one of them dead. Her other children told her that the monkey had killed it, All that day and all that night she sat in her tree, so sad, so sad, so sad. Now it was Mother Owl who woke the sun each day so that the dawn could come. But this time, when she should have hooted for the sun, she did not do it. The night grew longer and longer. The animals of the forest knew it was lasting much too long. They feared that the sun would never come back. At last, Lion King called a meeting of the animals. They came and sat down, pem, 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 around a council fire. Mother Owl did not come, so the antelope was sent to fetch her. So he went to get her. When she arrived, Lion King asked, Mother Owl, why have you not called the sun? The night has lasted long, 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 and everyone is worried. Mother Owl said, Monkey killed one of my owlets. Because of that, I cannot bear to wake the sun. The king said to the gathered animals, Did you hear? It was the monkey who killed the owlet. And now Mother Owl won't wake the sun so that the day can come. So does the lion stop there and just believe what Mother Owl said, that it was the monkey, and then punish the monkey? No, he keeps asking questions, because if you really want to get to the bottom of something, figure out what happened, it's important to keep asking questions. And first, the lion decided to call everybody together and asked what happened, right? So he called a meeting and he used questions to figure out what was happening. But he didn't just ask Mother Owl. When Mother Owl said it was monkey, he let monkey have a turn to explain. So then King Lion called the monkey. He came before him nervously, glancing from side to side. Rum, 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 rum. Monkey, said the king, why did you kill one of Mother Owl's babies? Oh, king, said the monkey, it was the crow's fault. He was calling and calling to warn us of danger, and I went leaping through the trees to help. A limb broke under me, and it fell, on the owl's nest. The king said to the council, so it was the crow who alarmed the monkey who killed the owlet, and now Mother Owl won't wake the sun so that the day can come. Then the king called for the crow. That big bird came flapping up. He said, Lion King, it was the rabbit's fault. I saw her running for her life in the daytime. Wasn't that reason enough to spread the alarm? The king nodded his head and said to the council, so it was the rabbit who startled the crow, who alarmed the monkey who killed the owlet. And now Mother Owl won't wake the sun so that the day can come. Then King Lion called the rabbit. The timid little creature, so really shy and nervous, stood before him, one trembling paw drawn up uncertainly. Rabbit, cried the king, why did you break a law of nature and go running, running, running in the daytime? Oh, king, said the rabbit, it was the python's fault. I was in my house minding my own business when that big snake came in and chased me out. The king said to the council, so it was the python who scared the rabbit, who startled the crow, who alarmed the monkey, who killed the owlet, and now Mother Owl won't wake the sun so that the day can come. King Lion called the python, who came slithering, wazoo, wazoo, past the other animals. But King, he cried, it was the iguana's fault. He wouldn't speak to me, and I thought he was plotting some mischief against me. When I crawled into the rabbit's hole, I was only trying to hide. The king said to the council, so it was the iguana who frightened the python, who scared the rabbit, who startled the crow, who alarmed the monkey, who killed the owlet. And now Mother Owl won't wake the sun so that the day can come. I'm hearing something repeating over and over again. I wonder if you all are noticing it too. Now the iguana was not at the meeting, for he had not heard the summons. The antelope was sent to fetch him. All the animals laughed when they saw the iguana coming, bada bing, with the sticks still stuck in his ears. King Lion pulled out the sticks, burp, burp. Then he asked, Iguana, what evil have you been plotting against the python? None at all, cried the iguana. Python is my friend. Then why didn't you say good morning to me? Demanded the snake. I didn't hear you. I didn't even see you, said the iguana. Mosquito told me such a big lie, I couldn't bear to listen to it, so I put sticks in my ears. Ho, 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 laughed the lion. So that's why you had sticks in your ears? Yes, said the iguana. It was the mosquito's fault. King Lion said to the council, "So it was the mosquito who annoyed the iguana, who frightened the python, who scared the rabbit, who startled the crow, who alarmed the monkey and killed the owlet. And now Mother Owl won't wake the sun so that the day can come." "Punish the mosquito," cried all the animals. When Mother Owl heard that, she was satisfied. So satisfied means that you're okay with something. So she turned her head toward the east and hooted, "Hoo, hoo, hoo," and the sun came up. Meanwhile, the mosquito had listened to it all from a nearby bush. She crept under a curly leaf and was never found and brought before the council. But because of this, the mosquito had a guilty conscience. To this day, she goes about whining in people's ears. "Is everyone still angry at me?" When she does that, she gets an honest answer. So what is a guilty conscience? And why might she feel guilty? Well, guilty conscience is when you don't feel good because you know that you did something bad. And so you're feeling guilty about it because you know you didn't do the right thing. She knows that she didn't do the right thing. She told a lie, and then she did not come and speak up and be honest when she was caught in her lie. So she has a guilty conscience. So what happens? Kapow! Normally when you hear a mosquito, you pop them in, right? So in the story, we hear that the events are repeated again and again. Remember, we talked about repeated language. So we hear that repeated language because when the King Lion, every time he gets a new piece of information, he repeats the story again and again. That gives us a clue that it's really important. So I want you to picture a bunch of dominoes lined up. And if I knock over the first domino, it hits the second domino, and the second domino hits the third domino, and the third domino hits the fourth domino. And there's some really cool videos of that happening, and so I'm going to link some below. But that's called a chain reaction. So when one thing happens, when one domino gets knocked over, it causes more and more things to happen. So because the mosquito told the lie to the iguana, even though that mosquito probably wasn't trying to hurt anybody with that lie, he probably just wanted to impress the iguana, right? And be friends with him. So he told a little lie about the yams, and then the iguana put the sticks in his ears, and then that caused the python to get scared, which caused the rabbit to get scared, and then it set off a chain reaction, and at the end, something really bad happened because the baby owl died. So it's really important. I think this story, one of the lessons it's trying to teach us is that it's not good to lie. And also that even just a small, tiny lie can turn into something much bigger because it can kind of get away from you. That mosquito did not mean for that to happen, right? But ultimately, he really was responsible because he started that chain reaction of things. So you have to be very careful with your words because they could really cause, words are very powerful, and they can cause a lot of things to happen. So the lion did a really good thing though, and he asked, when he got all the animals together, he asked a lot of questions. He did not, if he had just stopped and listened when Mother Owl had said, "Oh, it was monkey," and they had punished the monkey, would that have really been the right thing to do? Because the monkey was trying to run and he was worried about something happening in the forest. So the monkey really wasn't trying to cause any problems either. So it's important to keep asking questions so that you can get to the bottom of things, right? And sometimes things are not always how they seem. The python really thought that iguana was scared of him, but that iguana was angry with him and was planning something, some mischief. But was he? No, it was a big misunderstanding. And it just kind of got out of control, and then something really bad ended up happening, and that baby owl got really hurt. So it's always important to try to clear up your understandings and to be very honest. So what do you think the essential meaning of this story, of this folk tale was? If you have a different idea, write it down and let me know, and we can talk about that as well. Thank you, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this story. I know I did. And I will see you back here tomorrow for writing.